Hello, infinite beings. Welcome back to Discovering Infinity, this space here where we are releasing human conditioning and tuning ourselves with the energy of infinite possibilities. So, guys, today's video, I saw this quote and it really spoke to me, and I thought, like, I have to do a video on this because, wow. The quote reads, "Excuses are tools with which incompetent individuals build monuments of nothing." That really spoke to me when I first saw it. Such a powerful quote, and it's so true because there's no excuse to make excuses. And it's so important to realize that life is now. The present moment is life. Okay, there's no tomorrow, there's no such thing as yesterday. Yesterday and tomorrow are two concepts that only exist in your ego mind. But in reality, now is infinite. And this now moment is life, and it's infinite. And excuses only push your dreams to the future. Excuses only push this more aligned, more true version of yourself further and further away into this future that doesn't even exist, okay? And so there's really never a reason to make an excuse. You know, recently the other day I was talking to my friend and I was talking about how my mind, I'm thinking too much and it's interfering with me releasing and letting go when I'm doing acro yoga. And I wanted to give an excuse, and immediately I was like, there's no excuse. I'm just giving too much of my power to my mind, because there's never, the moment you start making an excuse, you start giving your power away to that thing that you're giving as an excuse, when really we are infinite beings, y'all. Okay, we know this. If you're watching this video, you know you're an infinite being. So why is there ever an excuse to not do something that you know you want to do, that you know you can do, that you know you should do to make yourself the best version of yourself? Another major thing is that you can't expect your world to change. If you don't change yourself, you can't. And you can't expect the universe. You can't expect God. You can't expect life to take you seriously if you don't take yourself seriously. You know, at the end of the day, it all starts with you. It always starts with you. You can't spend your whole time complaining about A, B, C, and D when you are making excuses for those things to stay the way they are. When you are making excuses for yourself to stay in a version of you that doesn't fulfill you anymore, that doesn't feel true to you anymore. It always comes down to you. And when you stop excusing those habits, those tendencies, those attachments, when you stop making excuses for those things, you can finally see that you have the power to be whoever you want to be whoever makes you happy, the most happy. And you can start doing that right now. There's no reason to push that into the future, because there's no such thing as the future, okay? Life is here, it's right now, guys. Excuses are the ego's way of attempting to bypass taking responsibility, taking personal responsibility for everything in your life that you've created. All your experiences, all your friendships, all your relationships, all the opportunities you have and haven't had in your life. Excuses are just the ego's way of trying not to take responsibility for those things and trying to push that responsibility onto someone else. You know, at the end of the day, we're saying this here, you can't expect your world to change if you don't change yourself. And so you have to take responsibility. Always. You can never make excuses and say, oh, but I'm a Sagittarius, I can't be loyal. Yes, you can. Especially if you know that you're a Sagittarius, you can work on that. Okay, you can start to make conscious choices and not just be a victim to your animalistic desires, to your impulses. You can choose. You can feel an impulse to do something and choose, like, how does this thing align with who I want to be, who I know myself to be, and make a decision whether to take action on that impulse or whether to just let that impulse come and go, and then you make the choice to be that person that you know yourself to be, not the person that your impulse is trying to tell you to be. Okay, we can't always act on all our impulses, guys. No, there's never an excuse for that. You always have the power to choose, always, no matter what. No one's coming to save you. No one is coming to save you from whatever you're crying about. No matter how much you say, oh, but my parents did this to me when I was a child. Oh, but my boss doesn't allow me to do this. Or, oh, but my partner, my husband didn't allow me to spend $500 taking a course that is going to help me better my career. So why are you allowing that? Right? Are you waiting for someone to come to you and tell you, oh, you deserve the best things in the world and serve them to you on a platter? It's never gonna happen. You have to do that for yourself. You need to stop saying, my mom is the reason I don't feel confident in myself. Especially if you don't live in your mom's house anymore. You're the reason you don't feel confident in yourself, because you're allowing the things that your mom said to you when you were a kid to continue affecting how you see yourself. But you can choose to stop seeing yourself through your mom's eyes and start seeing yourself how you want to see yourself. You know, you can't say, oh, I have nothing, you know, like I see a lot of, especially women, you know, who they get divorced in their 40s and say, oh, I have nothing to show for my life apart from my kids because my husband never allowed me to do what I wanted. Why do you need permission from your husband to do what you want, ladies? Come on, that's an excuse. That is an excuse. And that is why I love this quote. Excuses are tools with which incompetent individuals build monuments of nothing. Nothing. No one's coming to save you. You are responsible for saving yourself. And if you don't like something, it's up to you to change it. Period. Stop making excuses for this life that you fucking hate and just start creating a life that you love. You deserve it. And finally, life keeps moving, guys. Life is not gonna stop to wait for you to stop making excuses. Life is moving constantly. The wheels are spinning, okay? This planet is constantly orbiting the sun. It's not gonna stop, okay? The sun is constantly moving through space. It's not gonna stop to wait for you to stop making excuses. It's not. And you can keep making excuses for years and years and years and years and come to a point where you're like, oh my gosh, I am 50 and I still haven't tried a quarter of the things that I really wanted to try in my life. Do it now. Stop making an excuse. You know, of course, you'll never know, you'll never be good at something the first time you try it. You'll never do your best at something the first time you do it. But if you never try, you'll never know how to do it, how to become better at it, how to understand whatever this thing is that you love and are passionate about and are interested in. You know, the first time I did a video on this channel, I was like so confused, okay? I felt like I was just rambling on, and I felt like that video didn't even have a point in the end. But it did have a point, you know, and it touched a few people. And if I never tried and I kept making excuses, because I did do that for years. For years I knew I wanted to talk about this stuff online because I always talk about it with everyone in my life. I'm always, you know, whoever I meet, whoever I talk to, whoever I interact with, every conversation leads back to this, to spirituality, to connecting to infinite possibilities. And so I'm like, I'm doing this all the time, everywhere. Why am I denying myself the opportunity to do this on YouTube, knowing I really want to do it, knowing I'm really passionate about it? Because I was afraid of doing it and it not being good enough. But here we are, guys. I just freaking did it, and I become more comfortable doing it every time I do it, because every time I do it, I build more of an awareness about how to approach it and how to do it. And there's never an excuse to push something into a future that doesn't even exist, y'all. And that's the end of today's video. I'm not gonna go on and on for too long because we're keeping it short and sweet, getting straight to the point. And if you like this video, please drop a like, drop a comment, okay? If you have something else you want to add to this, please share it with us. We always want to hear it. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because you are the creator of your reality. Stay blessed, stay infinite.